Hello friends, how are you doing? I hope you are well, healthy and safe, and as I always say, I hope you are in high spirits. My name is MJ, welcome to my Creative Intuition Tarot. So today I am inviting you to the May full moon reading that is happening on May 16th on Monday. It does happen to coincide with the total lunar eclipse, and it is also the first supermoon of 2022. So definitely some powerful energies worth reviewing. So we will not only look into the symbolism of the full moon and the eclipse today, but we will also look into numerology. When you sum up the date, May 16th, 2022, it sums up to 9, which is the Hermit card in the Major Arcana, and you can see that card on the table already. So we will look into the energies or the messages that the Hermit specifically wants to share with us for that full moon. And obviously those messages are not only applicable or relevant on that particular day, right? Then we will look into some oracle cards as well. I took the Shamanic Medicine Oracle and the Sacred Earth Oracle for today. And depending on the time, we will do a tarot reading as well. So there are timestamps in the description box below should you wish to jump around the reading. And with all that being said, let's get to it. If you do happen to enjoy the reading, I am warmly inviting you to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. It is a great creative and spiritual pleasure to be doing those readings for you, and I do hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. Okay, so with that said, now let's get to the messages, starting with the May full moon. It is called the flower full moon among its many meanings, but the flower full moon speaks to me the loudest, and this is obviously related to the abundance of flowers that are blossoming in May, right? The springtime is in full blossom in May, so that's why the flower full moon. And you know that is very symbolic because every flower starts as a seed, and that seed is buried in the dark, in the ground, right? So darkness has its purpose, and it leads us ultimately to light. And darkness is also the time when we are symbolically buried in the darkness. It is the time of growth, of sprouting, okay? So it is very important to remember that even when we feel in the dark, it means that we are going through an evolution. Okay, and even from that perspective, the Hermit makes perfect sense because he carries the lamp, so he has that light to guide him even when he's in the dark, right? So this particular full moon is inviting us to be a little more, well, just more open and vulnerable so that we can become or get more intimate with ourselves, but also with others. There's something about making our way to the other side. It's like a transition between the worlds, and it makes perfect sense with the eclipse energy because eclipses are typically like portal energies. So it does feel as like the last final step forward before entering the new, okay, on our continuous path of expansion and evolution. And even number 9 symbolically with the Hermit is also that number of being almost there, with 10 being completions and new beginnings, right? You know, as nature is bursting with life, the flower full moon is bringing the joyous energy of love, laughter, celebration, pleasure. There's a sense of fertility, healing, abundance, but also fun and romance, okay? If I am not mistaken, this full moon is in Sagittarius, and Sag brings that energy of playfulness and adventurous spirit. And I'm sure you have heard that saying, stop and smell the roses, right? So especially with that flower full moon, but not only. It's very important for us to find our own ways to slow down, relax, and enjoy the moment and those simple pleasures of life. It's not something we should just do in May. We should follow this all year long, right? Because after all we have is here and now, and we should enjoy this particular moment to the fullest. And especially if we go through a hustle of some kind, some obstacles or challenges, it's really important to stop, take a deep breath, and calmly look at our situation, our circumstances. So stop and smell the roses on a daily basis, and find your own ways of doing this, of slowing down and relaxing. Now, as I said, the May full moon coincides with the total lunar eclipse, when the moon is fully obscured by Earth's shadow, giving it the reddish tint, and that's why it's called the blood moon as well. And this lunar eclipse is in the sign of Scorpio, so it's bringing the energies of death, rebirth, and offering us a fresh start and a major energetic release or releases. So sudden changes may occur, shaping and shifting our life. It's almost like the rock and roll energy of this cosmic event that brings transformation and growth, provided that we are ready to experience it. So we will always experience growth to the extent that we are ready to. And we must first let go of the past so that we can start anew, right? We are all on a different timeline, and we will all experience and feel those energies differently, but it is going to be intense for sure. So brace yourself and buckle up. And don't suppress emotions. If you feel like crying, cry. Release excess emotions in ways that work for you. And remember, you need to feel it to heal it, right? So it is extremely important to allow yourself to feel all the emotions that come your way, because they come for a reason and they carry messages, okay? So tune into yourself. And let's look into the Hermit now, because this is the energy of going within, of turning our attention inwards, right? So I took 2 Hermit cards, just to show you how differently they can be presented, right? But the thing that is common for the Hermit card is always the fact that he's alone, and he has that light in the form of a lamp, or as we can see, the sun here, but there's always the guiding light. And this is the key energy of the Hermit, the guiding light. So there are times, you know, when this inner calling motivates us to withdraw from the outer world, right? And seek private time for some introspection. It can be even physical, that we just go into alone time and we enjoy being alone. It may be like physically even going into some kind of like an alone place, or maybe in nature. Or it may be like a desire to psychically take a journey to explore the deeper meaning of our life. And sometimes, you know, sometimes our destiny just puts us in a place where we are forced to find a deeper understanding, and find it in the inner selves, right? And find what that happiness means to us on our own. So this card brings the time or energy when we are searching for answers. And the Hermit is the one who steps out of the darkness, shining his lantern. So remember what I said about the seed, right? And he's showing us the way. The Hermit's number 9, the number of completions, breakthroughs, and initiation. Okay, so the Hermit is that inner guiding light within you, within all of us. He's like the way shower who brings spiritual wisdom. And when we are seeking guidance, healing, deeper understanding, the Hermit represents the wise one, the guide that helps us along the journey to recognize the deeper value of life. Okay, he represents guidance through dreams, visions, archetypes, can be angels, spiritual guides, and teachers. Okay, because he's often depicted as at night, it does indicate an inner journey as well. This is the time when we shut out all unnecessary external noise and we allow ourselves to just listen to the voice within. Okay? The lesson the Hermit is offering us on our quest are the light of love, the appreciation of simplicity, self-respect, freedom from the material world. He's teaching us spiritual wisdom straight from the heart. Through our paths and quests, they may seem very different, but our destination to the heart is the same for all of us, okay? So this journey must be taken alone to truly understand self-love, and how to live a life full of self-love. The outside world is a great teacher. It's stretching our consciousness, it's bringing us to the feet of the Hermit, who then shines his light into our heart and spiritual being. And in the end of all journeys, we must always return to ourselves, right? For truly that is where all our answers lie. So the concept may seem easy, but doing the work can be a treasure hunt, right? And many times we still end up in the dark. So the Hermit's guiding light is assisting us through those dark times of questioning our life and actions. He's teaching us to have faith and trust in our heart. And he wants us to keep being focused on our inner journey, paying attention to how we integrate that inner journey with our outer world. The Hermit is encouraging us to listen and understand the restlessness within, rather than trying to fulfill emotional needs with material things. He's asking us, why is this restlessness calling to you? Okay? So he's guiding us through meditation, prayer, nature, introspection, and also solitude. And through these practices, we can open our heart and get in touch with our soul self and our soul purpose by being alone and listening to that inner voice. So tending to our spiritual garden can truly transform our life, and garden again with that flower full moon, right? To make our spiritual garden blossom. So tending to that spiritual garden, as I said, can transform our life to a higher spiritual understanding of ourselves. Okay, this understanding helps us quiet that restlessness inside. And the Hermit constant light reminds us that life is always cyclic, and there will be times when the light seems dimmer and times when it shines brighter. So the Hermit reminds us that in the time of need we should focus on that inner light, even if it appears very far away. Okay, its brightness will glow, filling us with love and grace always, if we only trust that it's there. And the Hermit brings a time to review, to do that introspection, and it brings the opportunity to develop our inner wisdom by seeking guidance from another as well, or through introspection and spiritual work. Last but not least, this card indicates withdrawal from your active life by taking a retreat, a pilgrimage of some kind, okay, or a vision quest. There is a need to be alone at times and align with our inner selves to discover our spiritual self and how our spiritual beliefs are reflected in the outer world. So this card signals a time to enjoy and appreciate the simple joys of life. And this is also what I already mentioned when we were looking into the flower moon, right? Stop and smell the roses and enjoy those simple things in life, simple aspects of life, and find pleasure and joy in them. So I hope that you enjoyed the Hermit's messages. It really blends perfectly. To me, it matches perfectly the energy of that full moon and the eclipse. It's truly a transformative time. But with the Hermit energy, it doesn't mean that we have to experience it alone, but each and every one of us is encouraged to embark on that solitary quest, to not be afraid to do introspection, to look within, to listen to that inner voice and find the inner light. And a full moon is also the time we invite this shining bright moon into our life, right? So invite that light into your inner world with the Hermit and trust that we will always be guiding you and showing you the way forward. Okay, so let's move to the oracle cards. And as I said, for today I chose the Sacred Earth and the Shamanic Medicine. So let's start with the Sacred Earth, and then let's see what messages Spirit wants to share with us for this full moon and the total lunar eclipse through those cards. What is it that it wants us to hear? What are the messages from the Sacred Earth Oracle? Perspective. Interesting. Let's read the message from the guidebook. So this is what the guidebook says. Perspective. You are you in your own right, not as a reflection of circumstance, expectation, or assumption. Define and trust yourself. A clear and simple answer betrays the true complexity of an issue. Resist the temptation to take someone or something at face value. A pattern of behavior reveals more than a single gesture. Go deeper, broader, and higher to get a fuller perspective. Including that inner perspective, right, with the Hermit. From the calm, neutral perspective of love and free from the fear, guilt, and judgment of this world, your higher self looks through the conflict and drama of the physical world and sees hidden meanings and purpose. From a distance, present chaos looks perfectly ordered. Seek greater awareness. Tune into the depths of your heart to find heavenly peace. That is absolutely what the Hermit said. Tune into the depths of your heart. Find the way back to your heart, to your soul self, and to your soul purpose. The insight from this card is, a glass of water is colorless, but an ocean of water is blue. Close up, air is colorless, but a sky full of air is blue. Although it has no substance, the sky looks down at what it believes is its reflection. However, the ocean draws in and absorbs the light to become blue in and of itself, not as a reflection of the sky. It is all a trick of the light. Perspective is everything. That which appears clear enough on the surface takes on a different hue when you look deeper. Little things you brush off as nothing compound and color your world. From a distance, it all looks so peaceful, so blue. When we go deep within into the energy of the Hermit, we also gain perspective, right? Because we start to look at the world that surrounds us from the perspective and perception of our heart and our soul. So I really do think that we are being encouraged to look at the world from that from that inner, very deep inner perspective. Spiritual, but also like just heart-based and soul-based perspective, and see how you perceive the world when you look at it, not through those human eyes, but from those inner eyes. So let's see what the shamanic medicine is for that full moon and total lunar eclipse. What is the shamanic medicine? Okay, we got 2 cards. Sea creatures, immersion. Immerse yourself. I mean, really, I cannot make this up. And the second one is ancestors, wisdom. Everything revolves around that perspective, perception, going within, right? Immersion and wisdom. Let's see what is the message from the guidebook for those 2 cards. Starting with the sea creatures. You see with those dolphins, and obviously we have other creatures here as well, but it immediately made me think of that Sagittarius vibe of playfulness and adventure. The sea creatures, immersion. Take a deep breath and dive right in. Sea creatures have been waiting to help you discover the inner riches that lay dormant deep within you. Seriously, I cannot make this up. Whatever is contained must be released. Once you accept your limits, you are able to go beyond them. This water totem is bright, playful, and has swum by to remind you to follow its example. Live without limits. You are being encouraged to immerse yourself in whatever you are currently working on. Become fully involved and put your heart and soul into accomplishing your goals. There are endless resources all around you. Sea creatures help you identify any deep emotions that need to be set free. Remember what I said about the eclipse. You need to feel it to heal it, right? Don't suppress your emotions and feelings. By observing their patterns, sea creatures teach you to loosen up. The waters of the ocean represent freedom and mobility. The fascinating creatures of the oceanic realms have been honored and revered since ancient times. It is time for you to do the same. Take the plunge and put the fun back into everything you do. Go with the flow of things. Everything is working out as it should. Put your focus on your dreams. Take action. You will be doing what you love. Immerse yourself in all that truly makes your heart sing. Play. The sea creatures speak. Come be a friend and swim with me, for play and frolics set you free. Dive in where the water is deep. Uncover treasures yours to keep. And the Ancestors card. Wisdom. The ancestors are our spiritual kin. They are the ones who walked before us and in some way helped shape the life we lead today. You are being asked to honor the ancestors, to keep their memory and spirits alive, and to give thanks to them. Many indigenous people and cultures around the world do this. In following this tradition, you are partaking in a timeless connection through which the ancestors can impart their wisdom and assist you with your spiritual journey. Put flowers on a loved one's grave or give thanks to the ancestor whose qualities you've acquired. You may wish to dedicate a small altar with pictures of past loved ones in honor of their memory and light candles in remembrance of them. Honoring those who have walked before you and understanding their ways will help you to release hurts and pains. Healing ancestral lines can enable you to break free of destructive patterns and step into the freedom your soul yearns for, to be whole, wise, and complete. So call upon the wisdom of the ancestors and honor yourself for never giving up as you walk wisely in their footsteps. Other divinatory meanings: light a candle in remembrance and honor of the ancestors. Someone from your past turns up. Investigate your ancestral lineage. You are watched over by a deceased loved one. A past life issue needs to be resolved. A visit to your homeland holds answers. Okay, so take what resonates for you, and the ancestors speak. Once made like you, of blood and bone, from earth but now to spirit flown. Honor who we truly are. Wisdom claimed to take you far. See, even when we are in that hermit mode, right, when we are tuning deep within, we are always encouraged to call on our spirit guides, angels, whoever you connect with, and also with the ancestors, right? Ancestral meditation or those vision quests, as I mentioned when we were looking into the Hermit card. You know, this is not something new, obviously, to go into the hermit mode, and our ancestors and even shamans, right? Spend time alone, go on those vision quests to spend time alone and connect to the higher knowing. So definitely beautiful, beautiful messages. And what I truly want to highlight is what I said earlier. Stop and smell the roses. It's very important that we slow down, relax, enjoy the moment, those simple pleasures in life. The sea creatures said, have fun again. But also in that slowing down and relaxing, we can go into that hermit mode and connect deeply with our heart, with our soul purpose, our spiritual self, and find all the answers and the guiding light that we need to move forward, especially with such intense energy as the full moon and the eclipse in Scorpio, with all that transformation, death and rebirth. Very significant, major energetic release. It will really be beneficial for all of us to just try to sit still, and instead of being in the outer world, being immersed within. You know, sea creatures, water symbolizes emotions, right? But it also symbolizes going within. And everything that we need at this time and to boost us forward on our path of evolution and growth is within. And I guess I'll leave it there. We are at 25 minutes. So I think I'll leave it there without the tarot reading today. And I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you found bits and pieces of those messages that resonated with you, that inspired you. And if you did, again, I am warmly inviting you to leave a like, a comment, to subscribe, and become a part of my little channel. As always, please take care of yourself, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye.